started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back for week number 7, Wednesday matches. We're starting things off here tonight in the Challenger League. We've got Flame going up against Snowstorm. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring that play-by-play action straight to your living room. And I'm joined by a newbie around here. Finn, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. These matches here on stream are going to be pretty exciting, especially this first one here. I know that they don't have their starting roster because there was an issue with one of their players, but they are on a 9-game winning streak, and it'll be interesting if they can keep it up even with that.
Are we talking about Flame right now, Finn?
Yes.
Flame, you're 100% correct. Flame is in fact missing Local, who's on an indefinite suspension. He's being investigated by management at the time. So when management concludes with their investigation, he will be either put back into play or something else will happen. We're not sure yet. All the information's up in the air. However, I think Fakey is the name of the person that's going to be filling in for him. Yes, Fakey will be filling in for him. So hopefully Fakey can fill the shoes of Local and keep that 9 series win streak in Flame's favor.
Yeah, and I know that Flame, they have a 5-4 all-time series record over Snowstorm. They definitely want to take this win so that it's not tied up. But Snowstorm, they have their own power in this match with Jonah, who is on their roster. He has the player of the week from last week. And they also have Khan and JSN. I don't know if those two are the starters over Huntu, but they also have Huntu. And they made it to the semifinals in Season 6, but they ended up losing to the eventual champions who is Venom.
Yeah, so they did do pretty good, and then in Season 5, I believe they performed pretty well as well. But I've heard you brought up Joe. How do you say his name?
Jonah.
Oh, Jonah. Okay, well, I've heard about him. I've heard that he's kind of expected to pop off here tonight. So we'll see if he is in fact able to do that. And as far as predictions go for these teams, I was looking at the Discord, and it seems like the community is pretty one-sided in this. We've got 55 for Flame voting for Flame and 14 voting for Snowstorm. And then on the Twitch channel, we've got 42,000 going towards Flame and only 17,000 channel points going towards Snowstorm. Also, want to shout out Krippus real quick for the gifted sub. Also going to shout out Moifin for being the big winner of the sub. So congratulations. Thank you, Krippus. I think Krippus is up to like 170 gifted subs, 177, something like that. So absolutely goated. Big shout out to Krippus. And we are going to get into the match now, Finn. This best of 5 match. And before we get too deep, let me hear the caster prediction from your side. Who do you think is going to take this win?
I'm thinking Flame here in a 3-1 fashion. They have a really solid roster, and they have a lot of momentum going into this game from previous games, and so I just got to give it to Flame here.
See if Flame is able to step up to the challenge, or if Snowstorm can shut them down and put themselves in a much better position. I believe I heard that this is a battle for the number 1 seed, so a win for either side here is going to be crucial. We're down to the final 3 games of the regular season. We've just got today's games and then our 2 games next week before we start, before the regular season ends. So these teams got a lot of pressure to handle right now. Huntu coming off the sidewall, not going to make the touch, leaving it wide open. Isaac just going to bang that through. Nobody back to make the stop.
Yeah, and Huntu it didn't look like he had any boost. He just missed his open hit in the air, and Isaac, nobody else was back for a Snowstorm, and Isaac just had an open shot that he was able to put in.
Flame going up by 1 on the scoreboard. A minute gone, 4 left. We'll see if Snowstorm is able to answer back, or Flame is going to keep them shut down. Isaac just coming off the ceiling. He's there, but Huntu is as well. 50s with him, though the ball does get pinched and is still in Snowstorm's defensive zone. Fakey flicks over 1, tries to get the bump on Huntu off the back wall, but doesn't make it. JSN back to make the stop. He gets a big bang, and Fakey gonna bang that right back. Isaac just in the middle with a touch. Fakey trying to get it back to the side past the defender. Isaac trying to help him out, but Jonam is gonna take it away from him. The ball gets hit down to the side. JSN is there. He's trying to get control off the backboard. He gets it through. Huntu not quite ready for the touch that he had with 2 minutes gone now from this game. We are still sitting with Flame up by 1. Isaac with the shot trying to go up by 2, but doesn't make it. Finn, what do you think is keeping Flame in the leading position right now?
No, there's not much to it. They just had a lot more pressure banging these shots. Snowstorm's been trying to get it out and had a few successful attempts, but Flame has just been able to keep pounding on the Snowstorm defense. And so Snowstorm just hasn't had the offense that they've needed so far. And that's the only really reason that Flame's still up.
We'll see if they can hold the lead as we reach the halfway point in game number 1. Fakey with a nice shot, but Huntu is able to get in front of it and make the stop. Huntu getting his first save of the game. Isaac with a big save, getting his 3rd save of the game. Fakey getting the ball out and cleared. Isaac is up. His shot gonna go wide. Fakey gets the demo. Cool Kyle with the shot, but Jonam back in time to make the stop. Flame just not relenting with their offensive pressure right now, Finn. They are giving this Snowstorm roster a heck of a beating.
And Snowstorm, they really need to get out here, get some boost, get it out. Don't let the Flame put another one in. Get some offense, make some team plays, make some demos, and hope it works out, because right now it's not looking good for them.
It certainly is not, with just over 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. But it looks like Snowstorm gonna find the equalizing goal. Jonam getting a touch to the mid and just slamming that ball downfield.
Yeah, and that was a great 50 from Huntu to put it middle. And Jonah was just there with boost to get a nice shot with nobody on Flame back, tying up this game with 1:03 left.
We now got a tie ball game. Cool Kyle pops it up, trying to follow it, looking for the double. Huntu, they get the defensive touch. Jonam trying to dunk, can't. Jonam with the touch out of the corner, down to Huntu, but he can't find the right angle for his touch. The ball gonna go wide of the net. Cool Kyle taking his time, going up on the ceiling, trying to get a little bit mechanical here. Jonam gonna beat him to the ball, get it cleared away from Snowstorm net. JSN with the bang past the middle line. Cool Kyle missing the ball. JSN also gonna miss his ball as Fakey runs it up the wall. Huntu to take it away from him. The final 60 seconds of this game wind down, and we are still tied at 1 goal. Finn, if you had to guess, or if you had to give your opinion, who do you think has the upper hand at this point? Is it still Flame, or has Snowstorm been able to turn the tables?
I don't know. Snowstorm is really taking a lot of the pressure now, and so it might change it up, because the pressure really only matters here in these late seconds when it's tied up like this. And if Snowstorm can keep this pressure, it might just go their way. But we can only watch and see what happens.
We certainly will. The final 15 seconds ticking down. Will either of these teams find the back of the net, or will we see a game 1 overtime? Huntu bangs the ball down. Isaac sending it back. JSN gets an awkward touch. Isaac out of the corner. This could be something. Jonam gonna put that ball down, and we have an overtime, ladies and gentlemen, in game number 1. Finn, this is shaping up to be quite the series so far.
Yeah, and both of these teams are really good against each other. It's not like one team has a ton of pressure as Huntu puts one in to win the game in OT.
There it is. JSN with a nice carry, getting it past the defense on the back wall. Huntu reading his pass perfectly, getting it past the defense, and Snowstorm excuse me, Snowstorm going to take game number 1 in this best of 5 series, get the early control of the series over Flame, and sort of flex a little bit, if you will. I'm interested to see, Finn, what Flame's able to do, what changes they're able to make, if they're going to make any changes. They were playing really, really well. Snowstorm just kind of snuck up on them in the final seconds of that game.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have just given up just a little bit too much in that second half of the game, and that's what caused Snowstorm to come in, read the Flame plays, and take back the pressure, take those goals, and it ended up getting them the win. As Flame just they weren't they weren't there in the second half of that game to finish off what they had in the first half.
Yeah, they did sort of seem to peter out a little bit in the second half of the game. We'll have to see if Flame can overcome that in game number 2. If they are able to once again secure the early lead in this game, but if they'll be able to hold it out, or is Snowstorm going to use the momentum from their game number 1 win and start things off strong? Game number 2, we'll have to see as we dive into it. Cool Kyle getting controlled ball past one defender. Fakey trying to get it past the last defender, but Huntu stays strong, makes the save. Isaac putting a wrench in the offensive play. Fakey up in the mid, gets a bang up to Cool Kyle, finding a redirect and a beautiful pass play coming out for Flame.
And there wasn't much to it. Fakey just was trying to put it into the Snowstorm zone, and Kyle was in the perfect position to get a nice shot over Jonah, who didn't have enough time to react to that and make a save.
Good heads up play from Cool Kyle right there, as it looked like he was rotating and he had sound enough mind to see the ball coming for him, get up, makes the redirecting touch, and Cool Kyle again with the shot on net. Isaac gonna come in and clean things up for Flame as they get the insurance goal and start to take a bigger lead.
Yeah, and Kyle putting it above almost helped him because Jonah got out of place, and I believe that was Huntu. He also got out of place, so Isaac just had a nice, easy shot to the top left for an easy goal.
That's a tough thing sometimes whenever a team just assaults your backboard to keep a sound defensive mind and rotate properly. Panic starts to set in, cracks start to emerge inside the wall, and that is exactly what Flame is relying on right now, assaulting the Snowstorm net. Isaac with a huge demo. Fakey trying to get back, but Huntu is going to get to the ball in time to make the save and keep Flame from extending their lead by 3. We have barely just a minute gone. Fakey living up to his namesake with a massive fake right there.
Yeah, and it's kind of ironic that he went for the pre-read for a 50 to put it in, and it worked out in his favor. As I don't remember who that was, but they weren't able to beat him to the ball and hit it out of the way.
That defender just unfortunately, yeah, I'm not even sure if he didn't needed necessarily to fake right there. They might have not have been able to get to the ball, period. But it did look quite stylish, I gotta admit. And Flame now up by 3 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. They have a commanding lead over Snowstorm, who struggled to score 1 point in game number 1, but then were able to force the overtime and take the game in overtime, though they have quite the mountain to climb if they think that they're going to be able to repeat that process for game number 2. Though with 3 minutes left on the clock, they do have plenty of time to make that pipe dream into a reality. The question is, will they be able to, as Huntu's going to pop that up. Fakey off the backboard, sending it out to the mid. Cool Kyle trying to get it past the defense in the midfield. JSM with the bump on Fakey, trying to open up a lane, but the ball gonna get cleared out. And Fakey not gonna be able to get a clean shot on net as we get closer to the midway point in game number 2 here, Finn. Flame, oh my goodness, Huntu hits the weight room, getting it past 2 defenders with the low 50.
Yeah, and Huntu, he saw his opportunity. He went low. He went for the 50 because he didn't have any boost left, and it worked out in his favor as he was able to get a clean 50 right in front of the net and was able to put it right in.
That was exactly what Snowstorm needed as we reached the halfway point. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Huntu with a big save right there for his team. JSN popping it past one of the offensive players, and Huntu just doing everything he can to get it out. Snowstorm once again starting to get suffocated in their defensive zone. They need to avoid this if they want to stay in this game. They have a little over 2 minutes left to get 2 more goals. Though I would say, Finn, that dare I say, oh my goodness, maybe I don't need to say, Cool Kyle coming in and getting the pass from Isaac. And it looks like Flame, their pass plays are on point tonight.
Yeah, they just needed that warm-up game as Isaac came out with a great pass up in front, and Kyle was there just to take the easy, nice open net. Well, almost open net, but it was open enough for him to get the goal, and now they have a three-goal lead.
Once again, 3-goal lead, not looking good. Oh no, almost another disastrous situation for Snowstorm. They were able to stay strong on the defensive line. Huntu with the touch up to Jonum. Jonum with the shot. Isaac back in time, shadowing the defender, making the stop. The ball gets pinched back dangerously in front of Flame's net. Huntu dunking the ball off of Kyle. Jonum there for it. Huntu going for the bump, but he can't find it. And that ball is going to get hit out by Isaac. Isaac doing a good job of getting away from that bump play. As we get down to the final minute, Huntu getting yet another save that puts him at 5 saves. Finn, Snowstorm is not looking terrible. Isaac just going to slam another one in, but they're not looking terrible. It's just Flame's offense is almost unstoppable.
Yeah, you're not wrong. In Flame, they have, I believe it is 13 shots. Yeah, 13 shots. They had 6 before the halfway mark, but they have 13 now with just over a minute, and the pressure is just crazy. But as I'm talking, Jonah comes back, striking, wanting to keep the pressure up and getting a goal of his own.
Yeah, Jonah wanting to keep Snowstorm alive here in game number 2. Down once again by 3 goals with only a minute and 2 seconds left on the clock here. Will they be able to do it? They cannot afford to be suffocated in their own defensive zone here if Snowstorm is going to stay alive in game number 2. And on top of that, they need to find the back of the net at least one more time within the next few seconds to start gaining some of that momentum. As we see, they make their offensive onslaught here, trying to do just that. JSN caught out awkward. He's going to stick with the ball, though, trying to get it away. Cool Kyle gets in front of it, but not able to get it towards the net. Isaac putting it down, and Cool Kyle staying in the box, staying up for the play, and it pays off for him. He gets another goal, and Flame now up to 6 goals this game.
Yeah, and this is a crazy performance from all of Flame. They have a lot of stats, a lot of great passing plays, as Isaac was able to get a nice pass down with Cool Kyle once again. And now this game is looking like it's over.
Yeah, I would dare I say it pretty much is, with only 20 seconds left on the clock. And this Flame roster, not that they're the best defenders, they're definitely not bad, but they seem to just be able to not allow Snowstorm to clear the ball. They're just not letting them clear the ball. And when they do clear, they're sure to get that ball back into Snowstorm's defensive zone as quickly as they possibly can, and then they maintain that barrier at the midfield. So they're just cutting everything off for Snowstorm. They're not allowing Snowstorm to generate very much offensive pressure. They were able to get some. Jonum with 4 shots on net, only able to sink 1 of those, but Huntu being forced to make 6 saves. I don't know if it's a rotational problem, Finn, or if it's a communication problem, but Huntu needs help defensively. He can't be the only one making all those saves.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, with the Flame, I'd almost say they just need that first game as a warm-up game to figure stuff out, because it's not their usual roster. But also, they had 15 shots. That's a crazy amount of offense. And like you were talking about, they're not the worst defensive players. They're pretty good. But maybe their defensive motto is a good defense is a better offense, and it's showing with this 6-2 game.
Yeah, I agree. A good offense is I'm messing up the saying, but a good offense is a good defense, or a strong defense. I'm not sure this thing. I'm sure people in chat are the saying.
Defense is a better offense.
There you go. There you go. And it definitely plays out for some teams. Doesn't play out for all teams, but it seems to be playing out here for Flame. They've got a pretty much unstoppable offense, and they seem to be quite solid defensively as well. Though the mistakes are going to happen to all teams. The best of us make mistakes. Snowstorm in game one able to capitalize off those mistakes, but not so much in game number two. And we'll see here moving into game number three into the Coliseum if Flame is going to be able to go up 2 in the series, sitting at match point, or is Snowstorm going to take the lead here in game number 3 for this series? Jonam with the cross mid. JSN was there, but doesn't beat out the defender. Huntu can't get it through Fakey. Flame keeping the pressure back on the Snowstorm side of things. Out of the corner, Huntu gets beat by Isaac. Cool Kyle's there off the backboard. JSN to clear it away. JSN following the ball. Fakey to take it away from him. Fakey following it, gets it past one of the defenders, trying to dunk out Jonah. Jonah to clear it out. Isaac with the long shot from the midfield. Huntu gets back and yet again starts his defensive escapade here. Game number 3, only a minute gone. And we're seeing a much different game than we saw in game number 2. We're seeing, I'm not sure if it's a Snowstorm that's just not allowing Flame to mount as much offensive pressure, or if Flame is just not getting the good touches that they need.
And this one seems a lot more like game 1, a lot more even. It looks like both teams, there's no really huge pressure coming out from either team, so I'm interested to see if it's going to be like another game 1 or if it's going to turn into another game 2, even if it's for Snowstorm and they have a ton of pressure coming out in a little bit.
We will see as things start to wind down. Every second that goes by that we sit at 0-0, the pressure inside this Coliseum grows, and these players feel it. And we'll see, it's going to come down to who makes the first mistake, or rather who's able to capitalize off of the other team's mistake first. As Jonam up with it, trying to look for a double, not going to get the touch he needs. The ball is popped up. Isaac's there, gets bumped out. Huntu's shot doesn't get past the defense. Cool Kyle with the 50 in the mid with Jonah. The ball is up. Cool Kyle with the touchdown to Fakey with the shot, but Jonah gets in front of it, makes a save. Huntu going for the ball in the Flame corner, gets demoed by Isaac. As we reach the midway point here, Jonah with the shot that goes high. Huntu trying to finish it out, but Fakey with the save. As we are now past the halfway point, both of these teams still sitting at 0 fin. Neither of them really looking like they have the advantage. Snowstorm with just 2 more shots on net, or excuse me, now 1 shot on net over Flame, but both holding strong defensively.
Yeah, and Fakey here for Flame, he's been a really big help on the defense so far with only 2 saves, but they have been really important saves, especially because if he wasn't there for one of them, it would have been an easy goal. And so Flame will hopefully try and get more pressure like they did last game and get a goal.
They seem to be having the pressure here, but Snowstorm just holding out defensively, rotating well, getting good touches. A little bit of a problem here for Snowstorm as Flame comes in, but they do hold out and they hold strong. They get the ball cleared away, maintaining 0-0 scoreline. Isaac with the flip reset, gets it past the final defender and takes the lead for Flame.
And Isaac's just like, enough is enough. Somebody's got to score here. He goes for the flip reset. He gets it with an amazing shot. And so they take the lead here with only 1:20 left. Snowstorm has a lot that they need to get over to tie this game up. But as Cool Kyle puts one on net off the kickoff, and now it's going to be even harder for Snowstorm.
Yeah, great cheat from Cool Kyle right there. Coming in, Isaac able to put it in the middle, and Cool Kyle just beats Jonah. He's just faster in that particular play. Hits the ball straight into the net. Good shot from Cool Kyle, extending Flames' lead by 2 with 1:12 seconds left on the clock. Cool Kyle on it again, gets the bouncer and puts it in the, not quite the upper 90, but upper right.
Yeah, and Kyle's liking these kickoffs right now after getting 2 in a row, 11 seconds in difference, and that was also a nice shot as it looked like he was going to shoot low and slow, but it went fast, and the defender did not have enough time to get the save off.
That was huge for Flame as they take a 3-point lead with the final 60 seconds of game number 3 upon us. They are looking to take this game and take the match point seat in the series moving into game number 4 if Snowstorm is not able to pull something out in the final moments. JSN up, but Isaac up as well on the backboard. Huntu with the boop that's gonna go not in his favor. Fakey missing the shot. The second shot missing. Cool Kyle almost missing, but it's unfortunately touches off of a Snowstorm's car and bounces.
Yeah, and Jonah has a tiny bit of a novice moment here as he didn't mean to, but he turned into the ball, putting it in, and who knows, that could have went out and they could have gotten a goal off of it, but at this point it's looking like the game is over.
Yeah, I would say it is all but over for game number 3. Still technically possible, but with the way Flame's been playing, I don't think it's very probable. Just 15 seconds left here before Flame takes, and Isaac gonna get one for the road with 10 seconds left on the clock. The dagger is now been inserted and Snowstorm is dead as far as game number 3 is concerned.
Yeah, it's been the Flame show here in these last 2 games, coming out with huge goal games. 6 in the last one, 5 so far in this one. With 10 seconds left, they might even score another one, but it's highly unlikely.
And Snowstorm looking to get one for the road. I love the tenacity from this team, not willing to give up even at a 5-0 blowout. They know that they're still in the series. They're still willing to play, looking to get one for the road, build a little bit of momentum going into game number 4 as they need all the help that they can get. But this is not going to play out for them as Isaac almost gets another one, but it's going to touch right before. Flame, your winners in game number 3. A spectacular performance from them. Isaac with the clip, with the flip reset. Yeah, can't get much better than that. You know, Flame's feeling themselves right now, Finn.
Yeah, and it looks like Isaac and Cool Kyle are having a little fun, saying that they got robbed because it's the map. Isaac wanted that hat trick. He didn't get it, though, but he had 7 shots, which is a very big number. And again, Flame had huge pressure this game, having 14 shots. They had their saves, but they had the pressure, and that's something that Snowstorm hasn't really had. And that might be the changing factor in the series, as if Snowstorm doesn't do anything about it, they might go down in 3-1 fashion.
Yeah, it does seem to be the common denominator in this series so far, as Snowstorm can't allow Flame to have the offensive pressure that they have. They have to shut them down in the midfield. They have to keep Flame suffocated in their own defensive zone, but this Snowstorm roster doesn't seem to have the ability to do that against this Flame roster, and so they're just getting sort of wrecked here. You know, game number 1 was pretty good, but game 2 was a blowout in favor of Flame. Game 3 was a blowout in favor of Flame, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rinse and repeat here in game number 4. But I gotta note, we are at the Forbidden Temple, Finn, so anything is possible. If there's an arena that Snowstorm is going to make a comeback and push a game 5, it's going to be this one.
I have my own memories from Forbidden Temple of trying to push into it was a game 7 for me, but anything can happen. I was going crazy when I played, and anything happened. We'll just have to see if Snowstorm can pull something off.
And we will see indeed. However, neither of these teams pulling much of anything off in the first minute of gameplay. And dare I say, Flame are just biding a little time, allowing themselves a little bit of gear up space before they start the onslaught that has been their offense. And that barely missing. Huntu getting robbed by the upper 90 post. Isaac is going to send that one all the way out. Fakey up for the redirect, but the ball is not going to go towards the net. Huntu past one, out to the mid. JSN there, might have an empty look. Fakey getting back in time. Going to put the clamp on JSN's attempt. Fakey looking towards the mid. Isaac's there, but so is Jonah. Huntu coming through with the awkward pop. Luckily, JSM was back to help him out. Cool Kyle with a great shot. Jonah fast as all get out, and he comes in with the, it's not even a clapback. It was the first goal. Snowstorm taking the lead, I think, for the first time in this series.
Well, technically they won OT, but yeah, taking a lead with time left. Yes, Jonah just puts a shot on net, and Isaac's just barely not having enough time to get back to save it, which unfortunately lets them go down by 1.
Jonah out to Huntu in the mid. Huntu can't get the touch he's looking for. JSN pops it. He can't get to the ball fast enough to dunk Cool Kyle. Kyle does get it through. Fakey getting dunked by Snowstorm defense. Jonah out to the mid. JSM was there. The defense was as well. Batted that one down. Huntu with the touch in the midfield. Fakey up to Isaac. Isaac not able to find the touch, and that was a dangerous touch from Jonah, putting it in front of his own net, but JSN helped him out, cleared the ball away. Huntu there with the pinch. It's going to pinch all the way across as the double demo comes out for a player from each team getting demoed there and having to reset. And we are in the second half of game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Flame is up 2-1 in the series, but Snowstorm is up 1-0 in game number 4. They're able to secure this win here. They're going to force a game number 5 on this Flame roster, which I got to say, Finn, would be pretty interesting and somewhat unexpected with how convincing Flame's game 2 and 3 wins were.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, but Flame has their own pressure, and they're wanting to put a goal here to tie it up, hopefully send it to OT, or even make a regulation win. But they're going to have to keep this pressure up, keep Snowstorm out of their zone if they want to do that. Because Snowstorm wants this Game 5 and hopefully win in Game 5, obviously. But we'll have to see, as Snowstorm has a lot of pressure right now.
Woo. They certainly do, and Snowstorm have been doing a much better job in this game, in game number 4, than the rest of the series of keeping Flame's offensive pressure to a minimum. Flame so far only able to log 5 shots on net with only 60 seconds remaining. This is pretty much back to game number 1. The only difference being that Snowstorm holds the lead. JSN with the heater towards the net, but Fakey's there in time. Isaac looking for the double, almost gonna get it. And Fakey, the last man back, was demoed, but JSN missing his touch there. An opportunity to extend Snowstorm's lead by 2. It's gonna fall by the wayside with only 30 seconds left, though. Snowstorm still sitting pretty, still leading the game, but by a measly 1 point, which anybody that understands Rocket League understands that don't mean nothing. Even when there's only 2 seconds left on the clock, or even 0 seconds left on the clock, you can keep that ball up. You can get it all the way around the entire arena 3 or 4 times and then score it. Final 5 seconds here. Will Snowstorm force a game 5? Fakey gets it over and up. Huntu with the push down, and that's going to be it. Snowstorm going to take game number 4, force a game number 5, and we got quite the series here, ladies and gentlemen. Our first series of the night going into a game number 5. You love to see it, Finn.
Yeah, and I've got to be interested to see know what the Flame are thinking right now, as they had 2 huge games, then all of a sudden it went back to the first game where Snowstorm is only winning by 1, and it's just back and forth. Not a lot of pressure coming from Flame. As you said, they only have 6 shots, which is under half for both of the game 2 and game 3. And so I'm hoping that they can pull off something, as these first and fourth games haven't been too interesting, but we'll have to see.
And we will certainly see, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into game number 5. Will it be Snowstorm? Will it be Flame? How do you feel about it in the chat? We know that it mostly is leading towards Flame, and Flame, honestly, in my opinion, looking like they have the upper hand moving into game number 5. as their wins have been absolutely just dominating wins, and Snowstorm has only won by 1 point in both of their games, one of which had to go to an OT, one of which they won in regulation. And that's not to take away from Snowstorm. Sometimes it's not about the quantity of the shot, it's about the quality of the shot. In game number 1 and game number 4, Snowstorm proved that, but in game 2 and 3, it was the opposite. So I'm not sure what it's going to come down here to, Finn. You've got a team that prefers the quality of the shot and one that prefers the quantity. And Cool Kyle starting things off with Flame in the first 10 seconds.
And that was a really nice play as Fakey put it on the backboard, Isaac hit it off the backboard, so it got Snowstorm moving out of the positions that they needed to be in. And then Kyle just came in, cleaned up, played the janitor role, and got the easy goal.
And that's certainly not what you want to see if you are Snowstorm. Giving Flame an early lead may be detrimental to the series. Cool Kyle with the shot, but it's going to bounce off of the top crossbar. Isaac with a beautiful pass to the mid there to set his team up. JSN bounces that all the way back down, trying to create some space for Snowstorm to get some offensive pressure working. Ball does get sent all the way back to Snowstorm's corner. Huntu off of the backboard with the pop. Nobody from Flame there. Huntu getting a little bit ahead of himself, flips under the ball. Jonam with the 50. Fakey is up for it, but Jonam meets him near the ceiling, takes it away from him. Isaac gonna get beat out, but the double commit from Snowstorm could cost him a look on net. Huntu with a huge demo, and the ball just rolls out from in front of the net. And that is unfortunate for Snowstorm, but they're still on the offensive pressure here, as finally Flame is going to alleviate that pressure. And that is a feels bad moment, Finn, for Snowstorm there, as they had the goal in their hands and it just slipped away.
Yeah, and if they lose this game by especially 1 goal, they're really not going to like not putting that one in, is that would have been maybe the deal breaker of them losing or winning or even tying to go to OT, as Isaac puts a nice shot on net off of a great pass.
Yeah, Fakey coming in from the corner, hits a great pass up for Isaac, and Isaac is going to hit those all day long. Isaac is very good at reading the backboard. He's very good at reading the aerial crosses from his teammates, and it has shown not only in this series but in multiple other series in past games. Isaac being an OG of the Nemesis crew here. I'd love to see him popping off on stream, and Flame benefiting from it with 3 minutes left on the clock. Flame up by 2. Snowstorm not looking good for them, as they only one time have they been able to overcome a lead from Flame. In game number 1, they were able to tie it up in like the final 60 seconds of the game, push into OT and get the win. But I'm not so sure that Flame's gonna be so keen to allow that to happen again, as Fakey gets a touch and nobody from Snowstorm is back. Empty net, and that is how you spell disaster.
Yeah, and that was a miss from, I believe it was Jonah, and if he hit it, it might have been different, but they were over-committing just a little bit, hoping to get a goal, because they know in these final minutes it all comes down to if they have that goal, that 1 goal difference, but they weren't able to get it, as it bit them in the butt, and now they're down by 3.
Yes, it certainly did, but I gotta say, I'm not gonna count out Snowstorm yet. I think that from what I'm seeing right this minute, they still got some fight left in them. We still have a second half of this game number 5 to play. Yes, they're down by 3. They've got a very, very large hill in front of them that they need to get over, but I think that they do have the capacity to do it. We'll have to see if they can clutch up and pull out something from out of their sleeves, and it's not looking like it, as Isaac gets a beautiful read. That ball touches up to the ceiling, and he passed it to himself. Self-service. Sheesh.
Yeah, and it's almost like Isaac's peaking right now. He's having all these great plays in all these games, and it's what's helping Flame hopefully win this, as the situation for Snowstorm is starting to become dire, being down 4 with only 2 minutes left. That's 30 seconds for each goal. It will be interesting if they can pull it off.
It will be super interesting. And just going based on the history of this series, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't think it's possible. We haven't seen Snowstorm be able to stifle this Flame roster once they get going. And there you have it again. These guys are just popping off right now. Isaac just everywhere on the field, making great passes, making great shots. And I mean, he's in the they're just all three of the Flames are just doing it all right now.
Yeah, and that was a great shot from Fakey, but we gotta also look at that pass. That was a great pass from Isaac as well, but also that shot coming from Fakey was not an easy task to do, but it put this game just out of the Snowstorm's reach, I feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was saying before they scored that fifth goal, I think this game was out of their Snowstorm's reach once Flame hit three, just because they didn't throughout the whole series. Once Flame got going like this, they were not able to stop them. They were barely able to even sort of slow them down. They just were along for the ride, and Flame was just burning a trail as they are doing right now. And we enter the final 60 seconds of this match. Snowstorm down by 5, looking to take the L for the series in game number 5. And it's quite unfortunate, but Snowstorm not giving up yet. You love to see it. You love to see the competitiveness. They're still going for it, still looking for at least 1 goal, maybe even make 2 goals, save some face here. But regardless, even if they aren't able to, Finn, I got to say that, they were still able to force a game 5, and Cool Kyle going to stick Flames' 6th goal into the net.
Yeah, and even though this has been a pretty one-sided series for the most part in these 3 games, obviously it's a game 5, but it was an interesting series to watch. As I said, it was game 5. It's always interesting when it turns into a game 5. You never know how it's going to go, but unfortunately for Snowstorm, they took the loss. Flame, they took the W, which is good for these divisional matches, because even though I believe Flame has pretty much clinched their division, these divisional matches, they matter the most, as it could determine whether or not you get a playoff spot or not.
Yes, that's very true. The divisional matches are the big ones that you want to win, and Flame is in fact going to win that, giving them, I believe, a 13-3 record if my memory serves me, which it doesn't always. However, congratulations to Flame right there with a big win in game number 5 there. Got to tip your hat to Snowstorm. They put on a good show. They were able to get the dubs in game 1 and game 4, force the game 5. Unfortunately, that Flame roster is just, I mean, I've been avoiding saying it the whole time because it's so cliche, but they were on fire. They were killing it right there.
Yeah, besides those 2 games in game 1 and game 4 where they ended up losing, they were tight games. It wasn't like Snowstorm was doing what Flame was doing. Snowstorm didn't have the pressure that they needed to win this series, and it was kind of one-sided, like I said, the entire time, as Flame will go up with a 14-2 record. Maybe taking the 1 seed if Raptors lose their game, but who knows?
Yes, most certainly. Yeah, 14-2. I totally messed that one up saying 13-3, 14-2. So that's a fantastic record from Flame right there. And some people, might even say, hey, they didn't even have local. I heard some people saying that, Flame was buffed off of local not being able to play, but that's not me saying that. I like local. I think local's a cool dude, and he's certainly better than me at Rocket League, so I can't say anything. However, it didn't matter. Flame didn't care. Isaac came through. Cool Kyle came through. Fakey came through. All of them played out of their minds. They did a great job. They definitely earned that W. And that wraps up our first game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 more bangers coming your way. We're going to take a short break. Whenever we do come back, we're going to be heading into the Prospect League, where we've got the Bandits going up against the Vipers. Both of these teams sitting at 11-4. That's going to be a spicy divisional match that you don't want to miss. Finn, thank you for joining me up in the booth. It's been a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, it really has, and this was a fun match. I hope everybody watching watches the other 2 matches, as hopefully they're just as interesting as this one was. And also, I hope everybody has good luck in their divisional matches and everything works out for them.
Most definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break before we get right back into some Rocket League action for you that you don't want to miss. Stick around. We will be right back.
Say it was the right time to walk away. When dreaming takes you nowhere, it's time to play. Body's working overtime, your money don't matter. The time keeps ticking when someone's on your mind. On your mind. Moving in slow motion, you feel so good. It's a strange anticipation. Knock, knock, knocking on wood. Body's working overtime. It's spin against spin, and all that ever matters is baby who's ahead in the game. Funny, but it's always the same. Playing with the boys. Playing with the boys. After chasing sunsets, one of life's simple joys is playing with the boys. Said it was the wrong thing for me to do. I said it's just a boys' game, but girls play too. My heart is working overtime in this kind of game. People get hurt. I'm thinking that the people is me. If you wanna find me, I'll be playing with the boys. Playing with the boys. After chasing sunsets, one of life's simple joys. Playing with the boys. Playing with the boys. After chasing sunsets, one of life's simple joys. Playing with the boys. Falling, 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 Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind,
cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling, falling.
All right, what is going on, everybody? We are back here after a crazy Game 5 in our first match of the night. We have what some are calling Jaegers. We have the match of the night as we have 11-4 Bandits taking on 11-4 Vipers. How are you doing on this fine evening?
Oh, well, Austin, I am doing pretty fantastic myself. Can't complain. Excited for some good old-fashioned Rocket League. And Austin, these two teams are a tale of two streaks, let me tell you. The Bandits started out the season hot, going 6-0, and before being taken down by the Vipers, 3-2, who then went on to have a 8-1 record in their next 9 games. So, I mean, the the Vipers are in form right now and looking like a scary opponent for the Bandits.
Yeah, definitely. And Jaegers, this is one of those battles here that's always entertaining for pretty much everyone involved. As it's a battle for the division. Both these teams at 11-4. They played once earlier in the season with the Vipers taking that Game 5 victory, but Jaegers, when it comes down to this end of the season with these divisional matchups, this could decide who is getting the top 4 seed and who may end up as that 5th seed.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every win counts from here on out. I mean, every win counts throughout the season. That's what it's showing. If you even if you're 11-4, because they didn't win that one game in week 4, they're now in the 5th seed instead of the 2nd. So I mean, this season's been really competitive thus far.
Yeah, it really has, and hopefully this match here for us tonight will be also competitive. It looks like we're waiting on the Vipers to hop in the lobby. One of their players may have lost connection, but Jaegers, I'm liking what we got going on here with the shirts here. We got the Nemesis merch out, yeah. Got the flame shirt. What do you think of it so far? Nemesis merch.
Austin, it's very comfortable. I like it. The flame placement's a little lower than I would have liked. I will say that. Still waiting on the hat, but I'm really pumped for that bucket hat, Austin. I will say that.
The bucket hat does look like a prize collectible, I will say. But yeah, no, a lot of Nemesis merch. While we're waiting for these guys, if you guys are interested, a link is down below. You guys can cop some Nemesis merch. We're going to be adding some more org merch. You guys can buy the comic book style. You can buy the flame style. There's a lot of sweatshirts and other shirts, and there's even joggers, some socks in there. A lot of cool different designs. We'll be planning to get orgs and different teams out there soon as well. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. But back to this matchup at hand, Jaegers, while we're waiting on someone to join. The predictions for this one, Jaegers, in the Discord, people were a little bit split, but they actually decided to go with the Bandits here. It's 45-23 in the Discord. How do you feel about that?
Austin, I'm not sure I agree with that. The Vipers are a perennial powerhouse, and the Bandits they got Frosty, who's been to a few grand finals, but wasn't able to take it home. This Bandit team is definitely very good, but I do see the Vipers lightning striking twice, and Vipers taking it once again, Game 5.
Okay, I'd love to see another Game 5. That'll be some good content here for the stream. Again, for everyone just tuned in, we're waiting on one player from the Vipers to hop in here soon, so hopefully we can get things kicked off for you guys. But yeah, should be a definitely interesting matchup. I'm excited to see. We've seen the Bandits before. Maybe Jaegers, you can talk about the rosters that we're looking at and kind of what they've done. I know we've got maybe a couple of All-Stars. I know we have at least one from the Bandits in here.
I'm not too sure the rosters All-Star wise. I do know Puggles is a cracked player, highest MMR on the Vipers, and on the flip side, Redwater is a challenger player from last season, dropped down to prospect with the new MMR boundaries. But this Bandits team does have a few notable players: Redwater, Dr. Waffles, Frosty. I don't know too much about Dr. Waffles, but every time I've seen him play, I do know he's been doing well.
Yeah, he's definitely someone that you don't want to be going up against if you can avoid it here. So we'll have to see what happens here as we are into things for our second matchup of the night, as we have Bandits taking on Vipers, a battle for the Mountain Division lead and maybe the Mountain Division Championship. Both these teams going to be on their A games, and Jaegers, you referenced them a little bit there, but we have Dr. Waffles, Frosty, Redwater on the Bandits, and then Lore, Scrizzy, and Puggles on the side of the Vipers. And I know you mentioned a few of these guys, Jaegers. Is there one standout player for each team that you're looking at here in this one?
Well, actually, now that I look at it, Lord did play for the Venom on Saturday Night Rocket League. I believe that was last Saturday, and he performed pretty well for them, generating most of the offense for Venom. So look for him to get a few goals. And on the flip side, I mean, I know Redwater is really good. Look for him to get a few demo plays and open up some scoring lanes, and look for the Bandits to take advantage.
And we'll have to see as a shot is going on net, but it's not going to go in. Demo's Calamity in front of the net for the Bandits, but the Vipers can't capitalize as the other demo comes out from Scrizzy, the man Jaegers, who only says his own name. I swear he's a Pokemon. I don't know if you've ever seen, you were looking at Prospect General, but this man, all he says is Scrizzy. I bet if we search his messages in the Discord, it would only be Scrizzy. So we got an interesting character here on the Vipers.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in Prospect General in a minute, but I will be on the lookout for that. I mean, that being said, pressure-wise, this Vipers team pretty much has all the pressure. 4 shots on target, and on the flip side, the Bandits doing well with 4 saves, keeping it out of their net. But the Bandits do need to get out of their half just to generate some offense, because you can't score on defense, Austin.
That is very true, but they're trying to get offense right here. As here comes a shot, Dr. Waffles, the leading goal scorer for the Bandits, averaging .97 goals per game. Can't quite slot that one through, but that was a close attempt as we near the halfway point in a game number 1. Redwater in 50 down in the midfield. Here comes Frosty off the sidewall. Dr. Waffles going to get it by 1. This ball sent back in, pops up high. Puggles looking to give chase, but he can't touch. And as we pass the halfway point, Jaegers, something I've noticed is these Prospect players, they are trying to go as fast as physically possible, it seems.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Prospect is sometimes that's not always the best case. You do have quite a bit of time, but especially if you're just diving for the ball, especially in a league like Prospect, you are prone to have errors. And Frosty just gonna put a nice one in the back of the net to open up the scoring here.
Yeah, Redwater playing this one down, and no read off the backboard. Puggles was trying to block that shot in an interesting placement from Frosty. Instead of going near post with that Jaeger, somehow he shot it to that back post on the far right side.
Not only that, Austin, I think that was a bit of a pre-jump on Frosty's part. So that maybe not the best idea there, but I can't say anything.
That's true. He did go in the back of the net after all, so you can't complain too much about that result. And the Bandits are definitely happy to take the early lead here in Game 1 as they trying to get revenge for the earlier loss this season. Way back, I believe that would have been week 3 or week 4. It's Frosty looking for a shot there, but not going to go in. They're back on the attack. Here comes Redwater finding the raid. He puts it home, and the Bandits are up by 2.
And I mean, it's just a tale of two halves. The Vipers had all the pressure in the first half of the game, but in the last couple of minutes or so, it's been all the Bandits. And the difference being the Bandits able to put 2 of them in the back of the net.
Yeah, the Bandits really put some great pressure on out here, and it's working well for them, Jaegers. And I mean, it did look a little bit suspicious at the beginning, but they kind of found something here in the second half, it appears.
Absolutely. I mean, the Vipers have only had 1 shot since the first minute of the game, whereas now the Bandits, they have 7 shots to their name and about to put in another one here.
Yeah, they're looking and they're hunting for the backboard, but that one not quite gonna find his other shot going towards the net. Here come the Bandits again for the shot. It's on the goal line. It's saved away. They're gonna clear it. Somehow the Vipers do not get scored on for a third time.
How did that not go in, Austin? That towed the line so close. All it needed was a diving player, but nobody there for the Bandits. And the Vipers lucky to get away with that one, albeit they need to put some goals in the back of the net if they want to come away with this game one.
Yeah, that one just so close. I think it was Scrizzy on the goal line. He barely cleared that one away. They're keeping their hopes alive, but only 30 seconds left in game one, and the Bandits are looking to take this one. This ball's popped up. Dr. Waffles, a 50 in the midfield. And Frosty, he is going to send it down, but Viper's looking for one clear. But now as we're down to 10 seconds, 2 goals going to be nearly impossible, especially with this ball going back in the Viper zone. And with this one blocked off the side, that is going to do it, Jaegers. The Bandits are going to come out here strong, taking the 2-0 victory in game one and taking the first win of this series.
Oh, the Bandits started out slow, but they really picked up the pace as the game went on. But that being said, the Vipers might want to take a step back and look at what they were doing. Like, they were performing really well in the first half of the game, and then just kind of fell off after that, not able to get another shot after 3 minutes in. But the Vipers need to figure something out to stop this Bandits pressure, because the Bandits were just taking pot shots towards the end of that game.
Yeah, and something I noticed, Jaegers, is no demos on the side of the Bandits, but Vipers, they had 4 going for their way, and I think, if I recall correctly, most of those demos were happening towards the beginning of the game, so kind of as the game went on, they didn't really get any demos, and I think that's another reason why the Bandits got those shots up. So maybe, I don't know, Jaegers, maybe that could be a strategy to try to find some more pressure and, you know, cause some more chaos in the backfield of the Bandits.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, Austin. I feel like anytime anything goes wrong, the answer is always to demo more. And as a, I don't know. I'm not a fan of demos personally, but I respect their place in the game. Lord getting a nice fake there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to turn it, but it was a good idea. And Dr. Waffles could have another one on the other side, but the pinch going nowhere.
You know, Jaegers, I've got to tout demos up whenever I can. You know, when you become the all-time Nemesis demo leader, Jaegers, you got to shout out demos at every occasion. They got you where you are. So you gotta respect them. But that is true. Not every team is a huge fan of the demos. Is this one just gonna go on net? Puggles, he's gonna get credit for the goal. Lord is hunting the Puggles with the banging clear. Gives the Vipers the lead.
And I think Lord faked Frosty out just enough. Frosty maybe thinking Lord was gonna get a touch there, and I mean he just didn't hit it. I'm not sure if it was calculated or not, but I mean that's gonna be the first goal for the Vipers, and immediately going to get nullified by Redwater scoring the kickoff goal to equalize this game.
Yeah, Redwater, he doesn't even jump on the kickoff. What was that? He just drove straight at the ball. It bounces right down into his car, and you know that is a prospect league kickoff, and it finds the back of the net for the Bandits. And I mean that's just that one kind of stings. If you're gonna watch that one back, Jaegers, as the Vipers, you're like, did we really just get scored on by a guy who didn't even jump on the kickoff?
Yeah, no, it's a little sus, but like I said, if it works out, it works out, and clearly it worked out for him there. Not sure why it worked out, but it definitely did.
Yeah, and Redwater happy to contribute to this team. He's been such a big part, key component to this roster for the Bandits to get them where they are, 11-4, looking for this division lead, and to see if they can pull this one out. As they've got the 1-0 series lead, they are looking to add to this lead and see if they can kind of get back. And yeah, Jaegers, if they can win this game in 4 games at the very least, they'll have the tiebreakers. So that's something to consider, since they lost in Game 5 last time. If they can win this one, the series record will be 1-1, but the game record will favor the Bandits if they can win this in 4. So you have to wonder if that's on the back of their mind here, or if maybe they're just trying to focus on getting the W.
You know, Austin, I think they're just trying to focus on getting the W, because, I mean, even with just a win here, they'll still be able to say that, like, they're 1 game ahead with 2 games left in the season after this. It would be a hard task to catch up.
That is true. Yeah, only 2 more matches after today, so it's going to require whoever loses this game is going to require a miraculous comeback at the end of the season. But a lot to be determined. Oh my goodness. There are the demos, Jaegers. You got to put some respect on them as the demo opens up the lane.
Austin, I kind of just leaned back in my chair expecting a routine save, but Dr. Waffles had other plans. God, just decimate the defender there. And that was just a free shot.
Like I said, that is the power there of the demos, Jaegers.
Oh.
As this one dangerous, but going to be cleared away as the Vipers try to find an answer immediately. And Puggles, he is going to find an answer. And these teams, Jaegers, they're just answering back after each other's goals.
I mean, they're not even letting the other team celebrate, right? Immediately, like 10 seconds within scoring, the other team scores. And if that doesn't show you how back and forth we expect the series to be, like, I don't know what to tell you.
That is so true. I mean, a lot of people were touting this one up as you want to watch this match. You want to see who's going to win. Is that one going to go a little bit wide? But a lot of pressure here. Here goes Puggles. The speed from that man. He's putting on a show.
You know it's awesome, but the game had slowed down tremendously, and leave it to Puggles to pick the speed right back up, being out Dr. Waffles, who's a little slow on the jump, and like that was just a good heads-up play by Puggles there.
It really was, and Puggles, he was also an all-star this season, so we got competing all-stars in Puggles and Dr. Waffles on these two teams, and it's a big reason why Puggles he's been crazy this season with his goals and trying to lead this Vipers team. He's been a mainstay all season long. He's dangerous in front of the net, but they are going to clear it away. And you got to respect Puggles for sure on this one as the Vipers now take the lead. Only their second lead of the series and second of this game, actually. As Redwater find the touch off to the side there. This one out in the midfield. Here comes Puggles looking up. Lore is on the backboard there. Going towards the backboard, gonna find a demo as it sets up in the midfield, but this ball gonna be cleared away, and a minute and a half, Jaegers, the Vipers finally find themselves in a little bit of control, but as we've seen, answers have been quick to come by.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, Austin, but I mean, the Bandits only have 3 shots this game. Like, the scoring pressure, like, has gone down tremendously for them. They're just looking for shots at this point, and right now the Vipers are thriving on the back, on Puggles' shoulders with a hat trick. Laura looking for one more, but I mean, Puggles really stepped it up this game, I find.
Yeah, like we said, there's a reason he was an all-star this season for this Vipers squad, and he's put on a clinic as here comes Lore off the pass from Puggles this time. Puggles contributing, and Lore is finishing it off.
Lord just giving his team a little bit of a safety net, putting one in the back of the net. Redwater not quite able to get the touch on the backboard. And, I mean, Lord hits those all day.
Definitely, you can't give Lore an open shot like that. Like you said, we saw him in the prospect match on Saturday in Rocket League for Venom, and he was put on a clinic in Challenger League, so we know that he can score. Here oh my goodness, Dr. Waffles is going to find the fake, and he gets by every single defender.
You know, Austin, we talk about goals that should not go in sometimes. That is a goal that should not go in. But regardless, Dr. Waffles doesn't care. The Bandits don't care. A goal is a goal. And with 30 seconds left, I mean, they have a chance of winning this game too.
Yeah, they really do. And all of a sudden, you had that safety net goal. And boy, Jaegers, did they need it here with 30 seconds remaining. Oh my goodness, Puggles with the read. He is putting on a clinic.
The man is ridiculous. 4 for 4 shooting accuracy. Anything this man touches turns to gold, it seems like. And like the second the Bandits think they had a little bit of life in this one, Puggles just takes it right away.
Such a huge player, and with the way he's been performing recently, Jaegers making an all-star team and scoring everything in existence. What? He may be looking for an MVP and trying to lead his team to a division championship right now.
5 goals in a game? That is ridiculous, Austin. 5 for 5 shooting. The man's like, what great Wayne Gretzky says, you miss 100% shots you don't take. But we never say anything about hitting every shot you take.
That is very true. And Puggles, I mean, he has done that. I mean, what an impressive performance here It is a game 2, but he is willing his team to this victory, and an impressive performance from the Vipers, who battle back off the back of Puggles. And I mean, just what a game from him. Definitely, he put the team on his back.
Oh my goodness. No, like I don't know. Whenever the Vipers had lost Josh, a lot of people were kind of writing them off. But I mean, the way this team is playing and the way Puggles is playing right now, 5 for 5, shooting 800 points. I mean, this team is looking like contenders, Austin.
I mean, they really are, and I mean, there's a reason they just kept winning. I think Jaegers, what'd you say? It was 9 of their last 10, or 8 of their last 9, or
8
something.
of their last name, their one loss being right in the middle to Origin.
Yeah, so I mean, they have been performing here, and I mean, you can see why with this roster. I mean, Puggles and Lore put on a show, Scrizzy staying solid in the back there, and now Jaegers. I mean, the momentum purely got to be in their favor after such a dominating performance from Puggles.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, Austin. Redwater's taking like the full minute. He's just talking to his guys, hyping them up. Maybe even getting like a chance for them to catch their breath after that one, because I mean they need to find something after the way the Vipers played. Like the Bandits weren't playing bad, but the Vipers were just on a whole nother level that game too.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, the demo's pretty much about the same, but the shot total, I mean, just going up there, and you can't discount Jaegers. When Puggles is shooting 5 for 5, if you have a person who's gonna shoot 5 for 5 Jaegers, I mean, I would venture to say you probably lose that. You probably never lose that series. Maybe like a 0.01% chance you lose that game there, because I mean that's just such a dominating performance, as the Bandits are gonna get started early in 10 seconds.
And I mean the extended break working out phenomenally for the Bandits. As I mean, Redwater hits out the ceiling. Dr. Waffle sticking around a little bit longer than usual and just putting that one in the back of the net. And I mean, 10 seconds in after a 6-3 loss, that is how you want to answer. But I mean, like we saw in game 2, Austin, Puggles, the man's just ridiculous.
Yeah, he really is. And I mean, Jaegers, some days just everything is working for you. And I mean, I think that goal right there is just a perfect example. A kickoff goal for Puggles, it just goes in the back of the net.
Absolutely. Like I said, Austin, everything this man touches turns to gold. And even if it's on kickoffs, almost gets an assist there if it wasn't hit away by one of the Bandits. But, hold on.
Oh no, he's going off, Jaegers. He is going off. That is 7 shots in a row and 7 goals in a row.
What is that? like I can't even this man Puggles is having a night right now. I'm not sure how he did earlier this week, Austin, but I'm not with a performance like this. I'm not sure it matters. This man is going for Player of the Week.
Yeah, he really is, and a win over their division rivals to take the lead in their division. I mean, that would just be icing on the cake. And Puggles trying to do everything in his power to make that happen. As this one towards the net, but boomed away. Dr. Waffles on this one lower, and Scrizzy getting a little bit dangerous there. Because Scrizzy gonna take control and send it off to the side. Dr. Waffles up, and it's been a chaotic. It's only been a minute into this game, but it feels like it's been a chaotic minute here, as 3 goals have been scored in pretty rapid succession.
I mean, it feels like it's been 3 minutes. It's one of those games after like only a minute. You're like, wait, it's only been a minute. I thought the game was almost over. But I mean, the way these two teams are playing, they're just showcasing their offensive firepower, and it's just a very exciting series to watch.
Yeah, it really is, and all these guys trying to put on a clinic, and they know how crucial this series is for them. Is this shot just going to go a little bit wide? Not quite meant to be, as here comes Scrizzy off the backboard. Thor waiting it out as a huge demo comes through. A read there, nice little read off the wall, but not quite going to go. And now Dr. Waffles is trying to clear it out. There's Redwater on the 50. This one's sent back in, and things dying down maybe a little bit. Bandits trying to put some pressure on. Lore banging it down. Here comes Scrizzy for the redirect, with Dr. Waffles on the goal line. Gonna make the huge save. And Now we're approaching the halfway point. Things, Jaegers, again, dying down a little bit. I think both these teams kind of trying to find a groove in this crucial game number 3.
No, it's definitely slowing down, but I think we were just lucky enough to see that offensive display in the first minute. That was kind of a bit of an anomaly, as these two teams are pretty well matched, and usually their defense is pretty solid. But yeah, no, it looks like neither of these teams wants to lose game number 3. And they're taking extensive measures to do so. With that nice shot by Frosty, put in the back of the net, 2s across the board.
Yeah, 2-2 for these guys with 2:02 remaining in game number 3. Lord, he's trying to get off the backboard, but just not quite on target. And the Bandits finally find an answer in this one. And with 2 minutes remaining, Jaegers now at the tie ball game. This is definitely anyone's game and such a pivotal one in this series.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, neither team really wants a mistake. I mean, well, you know,
Jordan poking in front of the net, that was almost a mistake, and the pressure is still on, but Jaegers, they do survive as you were trying to call them out. No one wants to make a mistake. The Vipers almost did, but they were able to recover.
yeah, no, I was just at a loss of words because I didn't want to jinx them. I didn't want to caster's curse anybody. Never a good look. But, like, this Vipers team able to make do with what they were given. And, I mean, both teams taking extensive measures not to get scored on, trying not to lose this pivotal game 3. Because, I mean, it's a battle after that. It's really tough going uphill, trying to win 2 games in a row, especially against a team as good as either of these two.
Both these guys know with them both being 11-4, every goal is crucial. Captain Waffles putting in a big one there, capitalizing on the mistake, and the Bandits take the lead.
Dr. Waffles just with pristine placement, hitting it bottom right, and Puggles not quite able to make it back in time.
Now we are down to it. Final 55 seconds of game number 3. And the Vipers are going to have to try to battle back, as they have done in this series. Here is Lore on the dribble, looking to flick it, shooting it towards the net, but it's not going to go. And this one off the corner. Here comes Scrizzy for the read, but it's denied away. And in the final 30 seconds, I'm trying to call Puggles' name right here, Jaegers. We haven't really seen any shots from him. But as the time's ticking down, I'm wanting to see something from Puggles. And here is the man putting it on net, but it's saved away on the goal line. As this ball popped up for the Vipers, trying to put it on target. It's still floating, but it's not going to go. As now we're down to the final 10 seconds. Another ball in midfield. It's denied away. And one more attack maybe for the Vipers. This one off the corner, blocked out. Do we have a follow? The ball up, but it is going to hit for a second. And Puggles going to take control, but he's going to get dumped out into the own net for the dagger. And that is how game number 3 ends for the Bandits.
I mean, it's a 2-goal game, but I mean, it was close all the way through. Puggles trying to keep it up, and Redwater just punishing him for it. And I mean, the Bandits going to take this pivotal game 3, 1 game away from winning this series and putting themselves at the lead of this division.
A win will do just that, and if they're able to win the next game, they will hold the tiebreaker over the Vipers. So one more win after that, the rest of the way will lock up the division for them. So a crucial next game, and I mean a big performance. Despite some heroic efforts and attempts from Puggles there again with his shooting, he just Jaegers, when you're putting on a lot of shots and you're getting that much pressure in a row, sometimes it's hard to keep that going all the way through. And it seemed like after he got his first 2 goals, we didn't see another shot until the last 10 seconds or so.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe Puggles kept in his head that he was trying to keep the streak up. And maybe that miss will help him kind of unleash the beast a little bit. But in this game 4, I do want to see a bit more from Scrizzy. Like, he didn't perform too well, wasn't able to get involved in this. I want to see him step it up because I know he has potential. He almost hit that double tap off the backboard. But I want to see him step it up in this game 4 for the Vipers.
definitely the one to look forward to. I mean, we've seen Puckles, I mean, his expert shooting, and we've seen how mechanical Lore can be. And if Skrizzy can have a big performance here in game number 4, it could just will his team to a game number 5 in the battle for the Mountain Division in the Prospect League. And really, Jaegers, it is going to be, it's obviously a crucial game for both teams, but you know, for the Vipers, you got to be feeling the pressure to come out and perform and hopefully strike early.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it like playoffs. There's still gonna be the 5th seed. Oh, there's still gonna be the 5th seed if they lose. Their record is good enough. But you always want to be that division winner. It's just that little lanyap at that icing at the top of the cake. You know, it's just makes everything sweeter.
Really does, and you know, you can kind of assert dominance, if you will, Jaegers, on your division mates and other teams in the playoffs if you're catching them, and you know they know that you're a division winner. You know, that can really kind of give you at least the edge, maybe mentally, you know, if not in game, just knowing that, hey, you're the better team, you've clinched the division, you've played well all season, and, you know, especially Jaegers to pull this off at the end of the season, you know, these divisional matches to clinch the division, I mean, that would just be huge momentum heading into the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you already won something. You got a taste of it. Now go for that chip after that, and that's always the thing. I mean, there's some people I don't feel like they put too much stock in divisions. They're just trying to get a better seed for playoffs. But I mean, there are some really good rivalries in this league, and I mean, both these teams, the Mountain Division, it's always been competitive.
Yeah, and Vipers, they've been a mainstay Nemesis since way back in Season 1, as they've had multiple deep playoff runs, so these guys have been around. The Bandits relatively new, but with the way these divisions have worked out, the Bandits have been a great team in Prospect as well, and it's kind of good to see the Vipers maybe getting back to their prowess a little bit here, but they've got to get back to their prowess here in this series as they find themselves down, but 2 minutes gone by, and no one able to crack the back of the net yet. The Vipers hoping to send us to a Game 5 on this crazy map called Forbidden Temple, which has been surprisingly tame here in the first couple of minutes. You don't really expect that. You're usually Forbidden Temple a little bit chaotic, but so far for these two teams, things as we're past the halfway point, things have been pretty pedestrian.
Well, if there's one thing I know about Forbidden Temple, she shows up at the craziest times. Expect some last-second heroics or maybe a few whiffs that you probably shouldn't see. But I mean, so far, Austin, you're correct. This has been a relatively tame game, at least by Forbidden Temple standards. Could see a shot there as Lore puts one in the back of the net for the lead in Game 4.
Lord, just a huge shot. This one bounces up off the backboard. He has the net to shoot at, and he is not going to miss it. And a huge first goal there, Jaegers, as the Bandits were caught sleeping a little bit in net.
Absolutely. I mean, we always say the team that scores first usually has the advantage, and could definitely be the case here as Lore's going to put yet another one in the back of the net, going to double their score. And I mean, Lore wants to go to Game 5. He is doing whatever he can to send his team to Game 5 because he wants this division.
He wants this division badly. I mean, we saw that huge performance from Puggles earlier in Game 2 with that 5-for-5 shooting, and now Lore looking to see if he can add his name to this record book in this series and send his team all the way as Puggles a shot towards it. A double commit again for the Bandits. Here comes Skrizzy off the backboard, but not quite going to go. This one flicked down by Redwater, and a pinch going towards the net. Very reminiscent of that Origin pinch from seasons ago, but not enough power as this ball pops up. And a minute 30, Jaegers, the Bandits, they have had so many double commits, it seems, in the last half of the game. After we talked about Forbidden Temple, being tame, there was just double commits galore.
Yeah, no, I mean, this Bandits team seems very off and on right now. They only have 2 shots to their name. I mean, they need to do more than that if they want to win this series, let alone this game. Because this Vipers team is just firing on all cylinders at the moment.
Really are, and with a minute remaining, they are looking for the Game 5. But the Bandits, Can they stave it off? Here is Redwater. He's going to set it up high. Dr. Waffles for the shot, but it's blocked away.
no.
As here comes the shot again. Redwater puts it home, and the Bandits staying alive.
Redwater, the recipient of an unfortunate triple commit. Yes, Grizzy hit the ball, but no one was home to defend the net, and Redwater takes those every single day of the week.
Yeah, you don't get a more ideal scenario than that for Redwater. Is he found the back of the net and Lore? Oh my goodness, Lore off the backboard. He was trying to go crazy there with the mechanics, but it's denied. And now the Bandits have brought some life into this situation. And with 30 seconds remaining, can they do it? Can they force overtime or possibly even win in regulation? They're back in the attack here. Here is Dr. Waffles off the backboard. Ball is up in the midfield, but Lore with a nice clear. It's sent back. Here is Redwater. Off to the side, Scrizzy. He's going to clear it back. The Bandits may have one more opportunity. So we're down to the 10-second countdown. This ball in the corner. Popped up. Here is Redwater. Looking in the midfield for Frosty, but a little bit too far. The Vipers diving in on this one. This ball is up, and it is down. The Vipers take game 4, Jaegers. And in a back-to-back series on this stream, we have a game 5.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better series, Austin. I mean, we did almost have a little bit of shenanigans in the last seconds on Forbidden Temple, but the Vipers were able to fight their way back. And I mean, we're seeing pretty much another showing, deja vu. You know, the Bandits are seeing deja vu. Back whenever they lost in Game 5 to the Vipers, I believe that was Game 7 of the season. And the Vipers have yet another chance to stake their dominance, winning in 5 games. But the Bandits also looking to take this one.
Yeah, they really are. And Jaegers, this may be of no importance whatsoever, but I don't think the Bandits have gotten a single demo this entire series. At least the last 3 games, they haven't got a single demo.
They pretty sure they definitely did, Austin. That ridiculous demo Dr. Waffles had
It's true.
on the Vipers player that caught both of us off guard. I do know that one was there just because I almost fell out of my chair.
That's actually a great point there. That one was definitely an insane demo. So apologies for forgetting that one. It's been a little bit crazy up here, but I mean that just goes to show you, Jaegers, this series has been insane, and it all is going to come down to one more game to see who's going to take this division.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, both teams won it. Let's see how the Bandits bounce back after that one. Didn't really have much of an offensive performance, but so far they seem to be staying on the Vipers' half. Maybe getting a little bit more aggressive, realizing the significance of this game. Just taking more shots, but I mean, I could see this one going either way, Austin.
Yeah, it really could, and the tensions are high in this one. Vipers, they won the last time these guys went to a game 5, and with the division on the line, both these teams at 11-4. It does not get any spicier, and we've already have a minute gone by. No one on the board, but whoever strikes first surely going to be in a great position in this one. How far will we go scoreless? There's a demo coming out as talking about no demos, and they said, yeah, we can demo, all right. As they find that one in a double commit. That ball may have been in the net, but a huge save, and a minute and a half gone by. Jaeger still 0-0 across.
I mean, only 3 shots in the game completely lost, and both these teams are playing relatively conservative. Not really wanting to send their third man as much, I find. Playing a deep third. But I mean, I'm looking within the next minute or so for the scoring to open up.
Yeah, it's gotta with the way this series has gone. Is Dr. Waffles back passing right into his teammate's car. A little bit dangerous, but it worked out for them as we are still scoreless past 2 minutes into game 5. The division on the line for these two teams. This ball stopped in the midfield. Buggles gonna pop it up. It's going back towards the Bandits net though. Here comes Buggles again. He's gonna get it by one of the defenders, but also by his teammate, and that is gonna leave Scrizzy in a dangerous spot. Dr. Waffles is hunting him down, but Lore is gonna be there to clear it out as halfway, still looking for the first goal. This one is the defenses are ratcheting up.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about maybe it going in the first minute But I mean, I could see this game going 0-0 into OT the way these two teams have been playing defensive wise. Neither team giving an inch. But that being said, the first goal of this game 5 could very well be the last, as Frosty puts it in the back of the net, putting his team in great position to take this division lead.
They got a vengeance, Jaegers. They got a vengeance. They said weekend demo. Dr. Waffles putting on the demo on the last man as they put in that goal. And I mean, just a huge goal for the Bandits. With 2 minutes remaining, they have taken the lead and they are hungry to find this division.
Absolutely, and the Bandits scoring at the right time with the 1 minute 55 seconds left. Like, it's definitely doable for the Vipers, but they need to get started now. And they need to pick up the pressure. Scrizzy putting a shot on target, going for the double tap, and able to hit it on target. But Puggles could have a free shot here, unable to get the touch he wanted. And with 1 minute 30 seconds left, this Vipers team is doing whatever they can to put it in the back of the net.
They're trying to put on this pressure, and still, I'm wanting to see more from Puggles. He's actually got 4 shots in this game, which is impressive, but he just hasn't been able to put it back in the back of the net. We've seen him just peek on the Bandits earlier. But can he do it here, or can one of the other Vipers players step up? Or is it maybe just the Bandits' night here? Is a bump on spawn? It's going to be a little bit unfortunate, but down to the final 60 seconds, Jaegers. The Vipers, they just got to ratchet up this offense and try to get something going towards the other end.
I mean, it's a little too late as Waffles puts one in the back of the net, which could be the death knell for this Vipers team. And I mean, they need to score like with an average of 25 seconds apart if they want to take this one back.
Yeah, the time is not in their favor, as that was a huge goal for the Bandits as they're looking for this division. And Puggles trying to bring his team back here as they send it in the zone, but the save going to clear it away, and every second is crucial. And this one banging back. Puggles looking to keep it in off the sidewall, but it's popped up. The Bandits wasting away time. Dr. Waffles off the backboard as the clear comes through. And final 30 seconds, they need 2, but most importantly, they need 1 with time remaining. As this one is up, Lord trying to find the read, but he can't. Redwater in the midfield, sending it towards the middle. As Frosty gonna find a touch. This ball pops up. The Vipers, desperation time. As Scrizzy, he's gonna bang it down. Laura trying to get to it. A 50 comes through, but it's going the wrong way. And as the time ticks down, Puggles has no boost. This could just do it unless there's a miracle pinch of some sort. But it's not gonna be Jaegers. The Bandits hold strong in game 5, and they are gonna take the division lead with a huge victory.
It's a very impressive showing by both teams. But I mean, the Bandits came out on top in this one with a defensive display. Like some of the games, they looked a little sketchy, but in the end, we're able to pull it out. And I mean, just a great showing by both these teams, Austin.
Really was. I mean, what more could you ask for from these guys? Jaegers battling for the division, and I mean, Bandits, they take this one, getting revenge for their earlier misfortunes. So I mean, just a huge win. I don't know exactly what the tiebreaker is going to be after that, because right now it's 1-1 and then it's 5-5 because both these games went to game 5. But I do know, Jaegers, that the Bandits moving to 12-4. They have the 1-match lead in the division, so anything's possible. They pretty much control their own destiny now, going the rest of the way.
Absolutely. I mean, if they win out, they could definitely. Well, they will. They'll just win the division. All they have to do is win these last 2 games.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Vipers hoping the Bandits do lose one, and then from there it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, a great series here, another game 5 as the division matches are back here. I know everyone's excited, and we are too for that great one. But that is going to do it for this match. We got to give a couple quick shout outs. Krippus gifted another sub. He gifted 2 earlier, so shout out to him for another gifted. And if you guys haven't, check out the Nemesis merch. The link is down below. We got a lot of cool stuff in the store, so make sure you guys check it out. But we're going to be heading to a short break, and then we have another banger matchup as Gladiators take on Velocity, a battle for the final play in spot. It should be a good one, so stick around, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, then.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nemesis, where the grind continues. I am going to be your play-by-play host for tonight, Jeff Masters, and I'm joined in the booth
by a man that we just actually recently saw it on the field, Puggles. Puggles, how you doing today, sir?
You know, I was doing pretty good in game 2, and then I was doing pretty good after that. And then we kind of lost, so not doing as good, but I'm still excited to see this my fellow prospect players pretty much fight it out for one of the last spots here in the play-ins.
Yeah, for sure. This is a very key match. I was looking over the sheet for the Prospect League, and there's only 3 places that have been really clinched. Melons, Vipers, and Bandits. They've all at least got a shot at play-ins or playoffs. There's a lot of teams fighting for contention, and this is a very big one, being a divisional matchup between the Gladiators and Velocity. A loss here, if Gladiators end up losing out to Velocity here, they are not going to be in a very good position. They're currently sitting 6-9, and Velocity's sitting 7-8. But if Gladiators end up losing, then they're gonna have to win out the rest just to try to even stay in. Otherwise, they're gonna be risking elimination. So it's a do or die moment, sort of, for Gladiators. Not entirely, but it's on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it before, Gladiators, they're currently 6-9. And this is pretty much to get into one of those play-in spots. If they win here, they have a very, very high chance of actually clinching up into one of the into the 8, 9, or 10 seeds, which is currently play-in. So, you know, this game very important. And Gladiators, they have the opportunity to control their own destiny and win this game and possibly win out the next 2. Or they can leave it up to fate after this and, you know, not make it pretty much
Yeah.
in the play-ins.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been talking about it. It's an important game, but I think we've got all the teams out on the field, so we should be able to go ahead and actually. Sorry, wait, have we got you actually in the lobby yet, Puggles?
You will get me in there real quick. I'm just figuring everything out real quick. So, if you're gonna ask for my prediction
yeah.
is gonna have to go with my boy Psycho. I think they're gonna upset Velocity here and take the win here.
You think so? I mean,
think so?
honestly, I'm thinking because Gladiators are like there's a lot of pressure on this game. I think Gladiators might pull out, and win. So we'll see what happens. Looks like actually the players are joining up, so we should get this matchup best of 5 underway. Very important game for all of you watching. So let's go ahead and get this first kickoff underway. We got Beast Mode and Yukio up to the take. He's got a shot already. Close call. Okay, Tiny going over the top of it. Shot over from the side, going to Big C-Dubs. Can't quite clear it out past the midfield. It's Speed Demon up, takes a shot, but not quite making contact already. We've got Velocity taking some shots at net. Finally, the ball cleared away. But already liking the pressure that's being applied, even as this is just game 1, Puggles, going in. It's good to see such aggression coming out of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And Velocity, they seem to have the pressure already. You know, game 1, super important. I would know from last series, you don't want to lose. That first very crucial game 1 is Beast Mode. Almost puts his team ahead, but he's just going to miss it here.
Ooh, such a close call there. Just dangling in front of the net for so long. And then just slam down. Big C-Dubs gets the pass, and then Tiny puts it in. That's amazing. Good pressure there. So already, Velocity, they've scored within the first minute of play. Now Gladiators time to try to respond. Shot comes off the corner. Oh, misread it entirely. It's just going to fall into the back of the net unchallenged.
That is one you do not want to give up here early in game 1, as Speed, he's not quite going to be able to reach it anyways, and you know, he was the last one back. Important for him to get that touch, but unfortunately it goes just right by him, and now Gladiators already looking 2 down.
Yeah, his name is Speed Demon, but he just wasn't quite fast enough to get to that save. So it's 2-0. Velocity up. Oh, shot on net, just barely off the post. I think Mary's wants to try to get another one back on that one. Such a close call, but good to see them taking shots at net. Another one coming in, but okay, Tiny takes this one to the corner. Misses the shot up, but beast mode is there. Yukio staving off that shot, but really, honestly, the passing plays from Velocity right now, they're all over this ball, and with the speed to even make these attacking shots. Pass there from Mary unanswered, but it's looking like Gladiators kind of need to step it up a little bit. Velocity are really bringing the heat in this first game to try to shut down Gladiators' offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's still really early here in this game. A lot of things can happen, but you're right. We need to see Gladiators come online, get some shots on net. As I was watching the transactions here recently, and their newest pickup, Yukio, you know, he's a great player, and he was on a very successful Rooks roster, but now he's onto this Gladiators team that's still looking to fight in for play-ins, and I'm really looking forward to see how he's going to impact this team.
Yeah, indeed. They've got the ball sitting in front of the net, just going to drop it top left corner as Mary just dinks that one in.
Mary getting a free ball in front of the net, completely uncontested, as one of the Velocity players just not able to reach it and open net. And they're back within one here, Jeff. It's very doable.
It is. It is never, you know, a team's never out. I mean, as long as there's time on the board, and there's still plenty of time, almost 3 minutes. Definitely, and I definitely was not trying to down the Gladiators too much. I mean, like you said, it is still early into this first game. Anything can happen, and now they find themselves again back on the Velocity backboard, but they all three push. It looks like Big C-Dubs has just an open net. No one's there. That's goal number 3 for Velocity.
Yeah, Big C-Dubs, the all-star player from this roster, able to show up big as all 3 of the Gladiators go up and commit. Not what you want to see when you're only down 1.
Yep, indeed. So Gladiators had a little bit of momentum instantly stolen away. See if they can kind of recuperate and take some more shots back on the other side of the field. Demo from Yukio. Tries to get it out past Speed Demon. Passing, I don't know if that was a pass attempt, but some demo plays coming out on the green side. But that's an awkward touch. Luckily, Speed Demon was quick on that get. Not going to let the same thing that happened earlier happen this time. Getting some looks at net. Yukio trying to drop this one back down to the corner. He's got Speed Demon. Slow approach. Aerial's over 1. Doesn't he have any more boost? No, he doesn't. And, ooh, right there. Yukio gets a dunk. Is it going to fall in? It is, but Big C-Dubs, all-star player, comes in clutch for the save. Good defense right now from Velocity, staving off these shots. Gladiators is kind of coming at him swinging right now.
Yeah, and so far they haven't found the back of the net. So these shots and attempts, as they look good and as they look to be almost in the net, Velocity able to get these crucial saves as OK Tiny needs to dodge a huge demo there that could have put Gladiators back within 1.
Man!
And these passes from Gladiators, they're looking deadly here, Jeff.
It is, honestly, even the passing plays, the ability that Mary had to kind of control that ball off of an awkward flip to still get pressure down the net, they're really stepping up in this last minute of game. And it's just Velocity's been holding out, but I feel like if they keep striking, something's going to fall as Mary again gets another goal for his team.
Yeah, Mary, the impact player so far, as they're just barely able to beat 1, and you know, it's Speed Demon. He was going to have the shot anyways, and OK Tiny had to respect that, but unfortunately not able to get the save.
So 50 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that bump just took Speed. Oh, sorry, not Speed Demon. It was Yukio out of that play. I feel like he might have had a shot on net there. With 40 seconds left, clear from Mary. Because it get past Tiny? It does, and we're 3-3 with 39 seconds left on the clock.
Mary putting the team on their back. An open net here given up by Velocity. And now, Velocity, they're starting to slip the game control here. Are we going to see Gladiators with a huge Game 1 comeback?
Yeah, honestly, the comeback from Gladiators is on point right now. Let's see if Mary can get this past the Speed Demon. A little bit of an awkward touch if he stayed with it. I think he chose to bail out on that one. They forced 2 to go up. They're still a little bit awkward. Passing play not answered. As Yukio now just trying to bide some time for Speed Demon to rotate up. 15 seconds approaching. Ball still on Velocity's side of the net. Not a good shot. It's up in the air. 2 missing from Gladiators. That could have been the moment to maybe put it away and not take this game into overtime. The final few seconds ticking away on the clock. Are they going to down it here? Yukio takes a shot, gets a 50, still not down, but that is going to down. So we're into overtime, Puggles. In this first game, what an amazing comeback Gladiators have had, and even some really good pressure in the final few seconds of this match. But, oh, almost blown away in such a quick moment right there.
Yeah, Beast Mode, he had a great opportunity there, but unfortunately not able to commit. But so far, Gladiators have had all the pressure here leading up to the last moments of the game. And we got to see them start to build that pressure once again, because that's really what's making Velocity's defense crumble.
I think Velocity is trying to get some bumping plays to upset the attack of Gladiators, and it's almost like they're just shrugging it off. I'm seeing Mary take some chip shots and just recover and still go for the ball and go for some pressure. You know, just throwing your car at it sometimes, if you've got players in the right spot, can be really good for the mental of just getting into the other player's head. Passing play to the right side, it's Yukio, and they're gonna take this game 4-3.
A huge comeback from Gladiators as Mary finding Yu-Gi-Oh on the open right side, and he just has to find the net. Still a tough shot to make, but I mean, Gladiators have all the momentum now. Game 2 is going to be very telling on how this series is going to go.
I mean, you were talking about it earlier, Puggles. You were talking about how you're going to see Yukio kind of step up for his team, being the new guy, that the new trade for the team that's ended up working out. It's working out, and Mary is really popping off too. I mean, really, the whole team started really gelling towards the end of that match. Solid gameplay, really, to come back from that. You were down 3 goals, and you end up coming back and winning 4-3 in overtime. That's just solid gameplay. So really good momentum for Gladiators going into game number 2. And honestly, that's some solid Rocket League so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we got to look to Velocity to respond. They had the early lead last time, but now they really need to up the pressure here, as we're getting a little bit of a pause here as some of the players just aren't quite ready. But as we wait for someone to restart their game, bit of an update. Yeah, we got to look to Velocity to really get it going and really just keep up the pressure, because they had it in the beginning and then they kind of lost it.
Yep, they did. They definitely did have the dominance towards the beginning of the match. They were clearly all over Gladiators, all over their side of the field. And then towards the end, Gladiators started really just digging their feet in the trenches and just getting some passing plays out, even though they were getting bumped, still trying to make plays on the ball, still getting passes out, just being available for each other, and they really locked it in towards the end. Velocity has a lot to look out for if Gladiators are that solid in this next game. So, I mean, it could still go either way. I'm not going to say that, you know, because Gladiators had a good, strong first game that they're going to win it, but that first game momentum can be a lot in these games. So, looks like we're finally ready to get this underway. Game number 2. Can Velocity respond to what Gladiators just threw down in the end in overtime? Or will it be Gladiators' game to win again? We'll find out as the kickoff finds its way to the back corner. Mary with a solid clear. Okay, Tiny trying to take it up over top of 1, maybe over top of 2. Speed Demon can't quite make the cut. Some bumping plays. Shot from Big C-Dubs blocked away by Speed Demon. Now Mary takes this one over to the side wall. Quick jump. Doesn't get it past Beast Mode. Good 50. Okay, Tiny looking for a shot. Comes off the back wall pretty solid. Big C-Dubs. Shot taken. Bump even given, but Mary still manages to find the save. And that's what I'm talking about, Puggles. Even Mary getting just solidly hit is still able to make plays on the ball. That shows really good composure on his part.
Yeah, you know, the bumps, they're getting impactful, but the recoveries here from Gladiators are just next level. And we really got to start to see these demos come out. The bumps just don't seem like to be enough on this Gladiators roster anymore.
Yeah, they're trying. They are really trying, and I can see it. Sometimes the bumping plays work for some teams. Other times it doesn't. I think that Gladiators is just one of those teams where they are just really adapting. I think the name suits them right now, because they are just fighting to the death out there. Regardless of what's thrown at them, they're still maintaining pressure on this net. and throwing Velocity into some awkward situations. It's right there, Tiny coming off the wall, a little bit awkward trying to get that control. Yukio makes a touch, not the greatest one though. He's going to try and 50 with Beast Mode in the corner, still kind of keeps it there. Can't quite get it out. Speed Demon looking for the pass. Beast Mode on the back wall to block him. And big clear from C. Oh, no, sorry. Not a big clear. Mary really quick for his team coming back around. It's dropped in front of the net. Double commit. Can they get around? Can Velocity turn this one around? But, man, as quickly as they're all three up, Mary's back around in the rotation again to get another shot at the net.
Yeah, you know, the Gladiators double commits, they have been a problem, but so far, they're not being punished as, you know, we're hoping that Velocity can do that because that's really what's going to bring them back into this game. But the saves are really what's going to be on the forefront of their minds right now.
Yeah, Gladiators is forcing so many like jumps from Velocity right now. I'm watching two people jump in the goal. They are kind of lost in the sauce right now a little bit as this pressure is unrelenting. Shots in front of the net. Awkward touch there from Mary. Shot from Speed Demon, blocked away by Beast Mode. Pressure still on the red side of the field. They have not had a breath to breathe in a while, but Beast Mode trying to give it to them. And they might even have a counter-strike attack here. Big C-Dubs looking for the angle, can't quite get it. Tiny taking a shot as well. That one just barely off. So Velocity had an opportunity right there. They had it. It was a rushed opportunity, but they couldn't quite score. A little bit of a different gameplay, Puggles, than from what we saw first game. There's been no score in 3 minutes.
Yeah, as both of these defenses, they're really playing well, but one of them has to give eventually as Mary, he's just doing everything for his team. He's scoring, he's making saves, and I think that Big C-Dubs is introducing the strategy to get Mary off the ball is just to get him off the field. But we got to see one of these teams break through the defense.
Yep, 1:30 left on the clock, still a 0-0 score. Velocity, I think you are correct. Oh, they might have an opportunity here. One misses. Mary comes in, gets the save, but Beast Mode follows it through to the bitter end and scores the first goal.
Yeah, C-Dubs no boost, just decides to sit right behind the ball. 50s Mary into oblivion, and Beast Mode able to just put it away. And now we look to Gladiators. Can they come back yet again in another game? Or will this one finally go to this Velocity roster?
Yeah, Gladiators need to put Velocity on their back foot like they had them earlier. They had them completely awkward in their own net, but just weren't able to find the back of it. So they got to try to get that pressure. When they started putting that pressure, Velocity started crumbling. But as soon as they opened up and kind of were allowed to get off of their side of the field, Velocity kind of came awake a little bit. So 55 seconds, still plenty of time to score. It's not ideal, but there still is time. Big C-Dubs taking a shot to the corner. Bringing around a pass. Yukio has to go up. Good, solid, clear. Speed Demon doesn't have the boost, though. Tries to pick up the mid. Mary's got a carry for him. Shot bounced over to the sidewall. Yukio kind of misread that a little bit. Not a whole lot of control on that. 30 seconds approaching on the clock. It's not quite looking like Gladiators are going to be able to pull themselves out of this hole unless they can get something major down the field really quickly. Even there, they kind of caught Velocity awkward, but no one was there to really bang it away. 15 seconds now on the clock. But honestly, Puggles, it's looking like Velocity might take this game number 2 unless something happens here from this corner roll.
Yeah, and the ball's in a dangerous spot. It's going to go in. Yukio able to smell the blood. A bit of a blunder here from the Velocity defense. As a touch just not able to be made by Tiny, and the second man in the Velocity net not able to beat out Yukio. But now, a tight game here, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. Tiny going up that back wall, just missing it out. Beast Mode had full trust in that, and he left himself awkward from the miss. But we're going into overtime again, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2. These two teams do not want to give away a free game. They're taking it for as much time as they possibly can. Beast Mode is up, looking for an angle. Yukio doubling up there, but I feel like he had the better angle to clear that away. Mary beats out another one. They might have a shot here. One in net for Velocity. Yukio looking for the pass. It's up in front of the net. Duked in front of the defense as Mary is really popping off for his team.
Mary able to put it away in game 2 yet again. Coming in so clutch. And now Velocity, they had both games in the bag, and they fumbled it both times, and Gladiators able to take both of them in regulation, and it looks like Velocity, they're going to have to pull out their sub. They're down 0-2, and honestly, I would do the same here.
Yeah, I mean, it's Gladiators. They are like giving like Velocity so much problems. They give Velocity like this thing where like, okay, yeah, mate, we have the lead. They've done it in both games now. Not that it's intentional, but they give them the lead in the beginning, and then Gladiators just fight it out in the end and just make it absolutely astounding to watch in overtime. Mary is just a solid player for his team right now, and I'm not going to say he's carrying because both of his teammates are still like playing good Rocket League, but Mary is really driving it home for his team right now, making it solid so that, you know, they don't have to play any longer than they have to. That was a absolutely astounding dunk that Mary got right in front of the net. That crossbar so close to being just chipped away.
Yeah, and now the sub is going to come through for Velocity as they're going to pull in Dux from the bench. And let's see what Dux has. Dux is a really good player, is able to do a whole lot for a lot of teams, a great facilitator, and maybe that is what this Velocity roster thinks they need, as hopefully we get a bit of a series out of this, but we got to see Velocity take an entire game first.
Yep. So into game number 3, and my apologies. Chad is blasting me that I keep calling Mary he when Mary is she. I apologize. Please don't crucify me. I was not aware of this, so I will correct myself moving forward as the game plays out. But already Velocity taking some shots on net as Beast Mode finds the back of it within the first 30 seconds of game number 3.
Yeah, and it all comes from Dux huge clear, and Beast Mode able to beat out the green defender. And now they got the early lead once again, but this time they're going to have to hold it and capitalize more.
Yep, this is the same route that it's played out for so long. And Gladiators are not, well, shoot, I guess Velocity is trying to extend their lead even farther within 4 seconds, scoring another one.
And Beast Mode not able to put it in. I thought Mary was going to be able to get to it, but C-Dubs able to beat her out. And now Gladiators, once again, they're down 2. But just like game 1, they were able to come back.
Yep, so Gladiators have been in this spot before. And I don't think this really psychs them, like, messes up their mental gameplay. I feel like they're like, hey guys, we've been in this game, this position before. Let's just go ahead and crank it out like we did all the previous games. But, you know, if you're Velocity, I think you got to realize that too. You got to realize, hey, Gladiators were down before. But now we need to try to figure out how to hold them this time and not falter in the final couple moments of the game. But they've got a solid lead, 2-goal lead, some demos coming out. Mary trying to get some pressure here. She finds the back of the net for Gladiators. Looks like they're trying to make their comeback, Puggles.
Yeah, and that's step 1 to getting this comeback is get an early goal, put it within striking distance at any point in the game. And Mary able to put it in for her team. And now Velocity. Hopefully the slip doesn't start now, but they need to get some sort of pressure back onto this Gladiator roster before things spiral out of control.
Indeed, Yukio looking for the pass a little bit too hard off of that one. Speed Demon wasn't really able to get a solid angle on that. Still able to keep it in the back corner. Mary now, she's looking for a cut towards the center. Gonna get taken away by Beast Mode, but she still plays up. Brings it across the ceiling, almost drops it in, comes off the post. Speed Demon shot way wide, but still the pressure is not relenting. Can they find the back of the net? Shot after shot coming in, but Big C-Dubs might have found his team a breath of fresh air, and maybe another shot at a goal as they clear it away. But a solid push attempt from Gladiators, even more solid defense from Velocity, staving away those shots.
Yeah, and those saves, very important, as they still hold that 1-goal lead, looking for 2, as C-Dubs able to drop it in over 2 green defenders.
Honestly, beautiful pass from Beast Mode here, recognizing no defender on the backboard. Beautiful pass to C-Dubs and just drops it in, you know, just like it's an easy training pack on Rocket League, just sinks it right in. They reclaim their 2-goal lead. And now they're trying to hold that. They've got to hold it out because Speed Demon's trying to take away that lead. But Dukes, really good save off the back wall. Trying to get a pass over to Big C-Dubs. It's 1 to beat. Yukio's up. Gets the boost to find the ball, even though he ended up draining everything out of his tank there. Still manages to get the beat. It's back around center. Shot came in, but not quite able to get there. Now Beast Mode a little bit awkward. Yukio's got a takeaway. Big C-Dubs from the corner. It's over top of Mary. 1 to beat. Big C-Dubs looking for the air dribble. Gets it over top. And that's going to be goal number 4.
And that's goal number 3 for Big C-Dubs as he gets it by 2 and takes it just over Speed Demon, not able to reach it. And now Velocity, they're looking to run away with this game, but if we know anything about Gladiators, they can definitely bring this 3-goal deficit back.
They can, and there's still plenty of time to do it. They've had 3-goal deficits in game number 1, and they came back within the last 2 minutes. Is this a shot on net again? No, it's going to be wide, but still caught Gladiators a little bit awkward there. Got to be careful. Maybe Velocity is finally warming up to Gladiators' play style, but Gladiators have not nearly had the same striking that they had in the previous games. Velocity really stepped their game up here in number 3. And have been hammering at the defense, and really the ball control up in the air has been what's kind of helped Velocity out a lot. The air dribbles from Big C-Dubs and the passing plays, it's been coming in clutch for their team in this game number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. As keeping the ball close is really one of those things that we start to see develop here in the Prospect League. And you really start to master it in the Challenger and Rivals leagues. But just here, keeping the ball close, baiting in at least one defender is really how you're going to get goals and see success. But so far, that success has only been going to Velocity as they look to get another one as JPH has another open net.
Oof. Honestly, just full send from Gladiators right there. Yukio got caught awkward. Beast Mode, easy tap. Just nothing for Gladiators to do, honestly, with that goal right there. Now you've got 4 goals in 1 minute. That is asking a lot, even from a team that has been so strong on the comeback game as the Gladiators have. Velocity might be taking this one, Puggles.
And we said that last time, and yet Gladiators still had a ferocious comeback as Speed Demon. He was looking to start it there, but he couldn't find the back of the net.
So they got to find a goal within 20 seconds. Sorry, no, not 20 seconds, 15 seconds each time, and already looking like they're going to get another shot at the net. Beast Mode shot is high. Mary saving that one over towards the side as Big C-Dubs was coming in hot and heavy. 30 seconds left on the clock. Dukes is up, looking for the left-hand side, not going to get it. But the longer that Velocity keep Gladiators on their own side of the field, that's the less time that they have to try to take shots to come back. And honestly, I'm sorry, Puggles. I'm going to call this one here. This one is going to go to Velocity. They played a solid game and just really controlled Gladiators a lot, caused them to be awkward on their own backfield. They couldn't quite get back, perhaps maybe playing a bit too aggressive in this third game that kind of gave this win away, because I felt like the backfield was open a lot more than it was before, and Velocity were finding those clears to kind of open up some of those opportunities we saw in this match.
Yeah, you know, like you said, Velocity, they were able to find those open backfields. And like you said again, the open backfields being left by Gladiators, they really wanted to try and clean this one up, but it really comes down to the overcommitting and the double commits from Gladiators that put them in not so great positions. And now we look to this 4th game and see if Gladiators can start off hot and start in the lead, because that's something that we really haven't seen so far. It's always been within the last 2 minutes that Gladiators have come back. And if Velocity keeps playing like this with Dukes able to shut them down on the defensive end, it's going to be really hard for any team to break through it.
Indeed, indeed. So going into game number 4, now Gladiators have something to watch out for. I'm sure they're talking it over. They're taking a little bit of time to say, hey, I think I'm at least if I'm them, looking at, I think they can analyze, you know, at this level. I feel like you're pretty good at analyzing your own gameplay a bit. They're going, hey, maybe we probably shouldn't send everybody up so strongly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a slightly more reserved Gladiators going into game 4 here. But we'll see how this plays out. on the pitch. But Velocity feeling pretty good after that was a 4-goal lead, winning that one out 5-1. So we'll see what this game 4 has in stock. Beast Mode winning that 50, playing that one a little slow. Speed Demon whiffing off the wall, forces Mary to make a touch. Getting some bumping plays, Speed Demon as he rotates back out. Big C-Dubs now with the ball, passing over towards the middle. Beast Mode gets a block, cleared away. Can Mary try to turn this one back around? Trying to read it off the back wall. Dukes is there, so Yukio now waiting out Beast Mode. Good composure there. Beast Mode with an early jump, trying to find a dunk, and was totally read by it. Shot in front of the net. Beast Mode coming in. Clutches Mary taking a really cheeky angle on that shot and still remaining in the center. That takes a lot of commitment to stay there and trusting your team to get that pass back out to you again.
Yeah, and it really does, as that's a pretty risky place to receive those passes, because all it takes is one boom over your head, and you're left on what could be a 3-on-1. And now Speed Demon, he was looking to put his team up early, but just unable to put it under the crossbar.
Yeah, Beast Mode with a swift counter strike. Can't quite find the back, and neither can Dukes. But Speed Demon locked in his own net. Did not push out past the goal line. And I think that just cost him right there.
Yeah, you know, Speed Demon continuing to back up, maybe sitting a little closer to the line would be a better place. But unfortunately, the ball just took some weird hops off the post, and it went right out to C-Dubs in the middle of the net. He's not going to miss those.
Yep, but now after being scored on, Gladiators find themselves on Velocity side of the field rather quickly. Good, strong clear from the Velocity side of the field. Getting that one out of there, they were definitely looking like they could have been in trouble. So now Mary, she goes up, trying to find a pass out to Speed Demon. Gets the flip reset into the corner. Pass out to mid. Speed Demon is up, takes a shot, but it is way wide. Couldn't quite find the angle that he wanted. Good rotations there from Gladiators, keeping the ball on that side of the field, but Yukio, not quite the strongest touch there. Able to get a challenge, but it's sent farther into their own side of the field now. Respectable placement there on that shot. Dukes, what an angle to get there, and Beast Mode just drives it in.
Yeah, Duke sitting right in front of the green defense, just getting the 50 past one.
Oh
Beautiful timing. And JPH, he's able to put in another one, very similar to one of the goals from last game.
Really savage 50 play there, just to even hit the jump button at the precise time to stall that one in front of net. Good team play from Velocity. That is solid work out on the field. Velocity coming alive. This might be reverse sweep potential if Gladiators aren't careful.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a bit of a Rule 1 between Beast Mode and Yu-Gi-Oh! So now Speed Demon and Mary going up against C-Dubs and Dukes. I would have to say pretty even matchup, even MMR based, but now Mary looking to capitalize on it and not able to put it in.
Oh no! The own goal! Oh my gosh, Mary off the back wall, reads Dukes, doesn't even put it in. C-Dubs, he's just stalled there. The ball literally drives, like rolls to him, and it just knocks it in off of his own car. Unfortunate turn of events for Velocity. Hey, I guess if you're Gladiators, get some more Rule 1s out on the field. You guys are better in 2s, perhaps. I don't know, but they find a goal. 2:22 left on the clock. That's exactly the momentum they need to try to come back. It's still anybody's game. Plenty of time for either team to score and take a lead or tie it back up. But a weird series of events that ends up leaving Gladiators with not such a bad lookout. I honestly have no idea how that happened there, Puggles, but I guess that's one of those moments where you just put in the quick chat, this is Rocket League.
Yeah, absolutely. As C-Dubs, he's going to make up for his little blunder and put his team back up within 2.
He was like, hey, look, I owned gold earlier, but I can still put it on the correct net. Let me just go ahead and make sure everybody realizes that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he has 3 goals in this game, and counting the own goals. So, you know, gentleman's hat trick. That's what I say.
Padding the stats a little bit. Padding the stats. So Velocity back on Gladiator's side of the field. Dukes trying to get a quick transition. Almost gets the pass. I don't know if he was trying to go for that little light or trying to slam it down, but almost made contact. Gladiator's ball now takes a shot. Beast Mode over to Dukes. Not going to find the angle. Good speed though, but just didn't quite have the trajectory right. Big C-dubs looking for the left-hand side. Almost gets it past. A save off the post. Somehow that ball didn't find the back of the net. I honestly, that looked like it should have been Velocity's goal there, Puggles.
It really did, and Gladiators wiping their brow to get away with that one, but now they need to look to the offense. Just a minute remaining, and they need at least one goal to have a chance in this game.
Solid shot from Yukio here. Can't quite put it in, though. Off the back wall, he had all of the defense beat, and then just one of those moments where you dodge into the ball and you realize, oh, shoot, I'm too low for this to fall in. Now they find themselves back on defense with less time, and they got to try to score 2 goals. Solid clear attempt. Can they get the shot? Speed Demon looking for it a little low. It's going to get cleared away by Dukes. And mind Yukio kind of brings it back around. Mary with the read, dunks it to the side. She's on fire.
Yeah, that's her second of the game so far, and now Mary and her team looking to get, once again, another comeback. They're within 1. They can still win within regulation, Jeff. They don't need to win in overtime this time.
Yep, 35 seconds. Gladiators do it off the kickoff even.
And now Mary gets an actual hat trick and ties the game up. It's just falling apart for Velocity once again.
Oh my gosh, now this changes everything. Now you went from potentially a game 5 to, oh my gosh, if they score another one, this is it. And this is a big game for the Prospect League, being so tightly wound that there's only been 3 teams that have clinched. There's 2 teams that have clinched play-ins and 1 team that's clinched playoffs. So a lot of things are open, and wins definitely matter here, especially this one being a divisional match as well. But Gladiators came here to play. Final 10 seconds. Can they put it away and dash all hopes of Velocity coming back into a Game 5 scenario? But Velocity's got the pressure. Oh, but missed the dribble. Maybe that was intentional. They want to take it to overtime, but if I'm Velocity, I want to avoid overtime because that's where Gladiators have shown up the most, is in overtime, Puggles.
Yeah, Mary able to put the ice in her veins both times, and now she's looking to do it again. Set up speed. It's in! They win it in 3 overtimes, 3 comebacks, and 4 games. Gladiators taking the series.
Gladiators showing that they came to fight tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What an upset. And what a matchup for the night to finish it out. Oh my gosh, that is some of the best comebacks I've ever seen, and especially from the Prospect League. Like, that is just something I wouldn't expect to see that tightly and able to be done so quickly. But that was a solid matchup from both of these teams. Congratulations, Gladiators, really digging in your feet, getting out of the trenches, and proving that the scoreboard does not mean anything when you go up against the Gladiators.
Yeah, absolutely. And now these 2 teams are tied in record, and Gladiators, they have the tiebreaker now over their Velocity counterparts. And now they could sneak into a very possible play-in situation, and quite honestly, they could even upset and go all the way just to playoffs, because that is still completely wide open for any team.
Everything is kind of open to be taken. This was a very critical game for Gladiators to win, as we mentioned earlier. So yeah, it's one stepping stone closer to being in the playoffs or the play-ins, and it's where you want to be if you're the Gladiators. You came here to show off and show that you can play. If they maintain that momentum going forward into their future games, they're definitely gonna be making it for sure. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the final game that we have for you all tonight, and what a matchup it was. Puggles, thank you so much for casting with me. It was a pleasure, sir, and honestly, I couldn't have imagined a better series to end the night for Nemesis.
Absolutely. It was great to hear your play-by-play once again, and I just can't wait for the last week, which is next week, of our games to really solidify these playoffs and play-ins.
Indeed. So, but yeah, we will get to that next week, ladies and gentlemen, Mondays and Wednesdays as usual. But thank you so much for tuning in. But that is going to conclude our stream for the night. Thank you all so much, and join us for the next one.
Bye.